Isn't it wonderful that God in His providence has stopped the rain and given us such a wonderful day? And seeing this large crowd gives me hope yet for America. Thank you for being here. I'd like to just speak for a few moments about the topic of the intolerance of tolerance. You know, it was back in the 18th century that Voltaire made a very famous statement. Voltaire said that I strongly disagree with what you have to say, but I will fight to the death for your right to say it. That was the old kind of tolerance. The old kind of tolerance says, look, I disagree with you, but I respect you, and you can say your piece and I can say my piece. But that's the old kind of tolerance. Today we have a new kind of tolerance. And this kind of tolerance wants to emphasize only part of the First Amendment. All things seem to be the establishment of religion. Who would have ever believed that the day would come when a Christmas creche in a town square would be a threat to the First Amendment? And yet the fact is that today we have people who say that God has to be separated from government, from law. God has to be separated from science. And if you ever step over that line into the public sphere, we'll criminalize you. We will actually make sure that you are prosecuted. Who would have believed that a man, a coach, with his team praying in the name of Jesus, not on school property, would be told and threatened with 6 months of jail? Who would ever believe that those kinds of things would happen? And yet that's the society in which we are. And all the time we find that the other part of the First Amendment, which is also very clear, prohibiting the free exercise thereof, that's taking place all the time by those who pride themselves in the new tolerance. Turns out that the new tolerance is viscerally intolerant. The other thing that the new tolerance does is it uses the law to impose its values upon people. Perhaps you've not heard of Elaine Photography. Elaine Photography was a photography studio that was owned by Christians who said, we don't want to photograph same-sex marriages. And they have one lawsuit after another. You can go online and find out all about it. And some photography studios, even though they are independently owned, have found it necessary to close simply because they would not have their conscience violated, and yet through a flurry of lawsuits, they can't continue their business. Who would have ever dreamed that the day would come when a mayor in a major American city would say to a business that as long as you are in favor of traditional marriage and promoting traditional marriage, you are not welcome in our city and will be all. You understand how the new tolerance is very viscerally intolerant. Have you heard of the name of Angela McCaskill? She is in one of the universities in DC. And she was there and she had the nerve as an administrator, but she had the nerve to sign a petition so that same-sex marriage would be on the ballot. And that was found out and she has been suspended from her job. And somebody who was in favor of the suspension said, and I'm not kidding you, she should be suspended because we're a very open, tolerant university, so we can't put up with somebody who would sign such a petition to allow the public to decide the issue of same-sex marriage. That's the new tolerance. The new tolerance loves to use name-calling. The new tolerance loves to call all people who disagree with them bigots or those who have some kind of a phobia or another. That's the new tolerance. They go by Saul Alinsky, who told the people to demonize anyone who disagreed with you. That's the new tolerance. The new tolerance has often found something else in the Constitution. that no one has the right to be offended. And so when we take down crosses in our churches, when crucifixes are taken down in our hospitals because someone was offended, we are submitting to the new idea of tolerance, which is viscerally anti-tolerant. Let's keep that in mind. Now, where do we go from here? First of all, let's keep in mind that we will never make truth and love enemies. There are those who tell us that if we were loving, we would stop speaking the truth. And then there are those who are very truthful, but they can become loving and nasty. What we need to do is to speak the truth, but at the same time, speak the truth with a loving attitude. Remember that we also have been redeemed as sinners, thanks to the intervention of Jesus Christ. And let's never forget that. And let's never forget that it is He who said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." So let's keep that in mind. Let us also remember, for the sake of the record, folks, that we aren't going anywhere, are we? We're going to be here. And we're going to stand up for the truth no matter what the cost. No matter how much it costs us, we will not violate our religious consciences, and we will work toward the freedom that our Constitution guarantees. There was a young man in Africa who died as a martyr. And in his room, and by the way, if it comes to that, we're willing to die as martyrs, I hope, for the faith. And this is what was found in his room. "I'm part of the fellowship of the unashamed. The die has been cast. I've stepped over the line. The decision has been made. I'm a disciple of Jesus Christ. I won't look back, let up, slow down, back away, or be still. My past is redeemed. My present makes sense. My future is secure. I'm finished and done with low living, sight walking, smooth knees, colorless dreams, tamed visions, worldly talking, cheap giving, and dwarf goals. My face is set, my gait is fast, my goal is heaven, my road is narrow, my way is rough, my companions are few. My guide is reliable, my mission is clear. I won't give up, shut up, or let up until I have stayed up, stored up, prayed up for the cause of Jesus Christ. I must go till He comes, give till I drop, preach till everyone knows, work until He stops me, and when He comes for His own, He will have no trouble recognizing me because my banner has been clear." God bless you. God bless.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Lutzer. Wonderful statement.